What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Banter podcast. I'm still here. I didn't get kicked off. This is my second episode. Technically my third. And today we have the most special of special guests. Who is it?
Who?
Do you want to speak? Actually, you know what? I'll give you the intro. I'll give you an intro, a very special intro. He's the man that had the meteoric rise to success and then the downfall when he was exposed for cheating.
What? That is...
Welcome, Dream, to the podcast. Woo!
Hi, hello,
Dream. How are you?
That was an interesting description.
All right, you can redo it if you want. What would you like to say about yourself? Intro yourself.
I think I have something off the dome I wanted to say. Also, hi, this is me, Carl. By the way, George, in the intros, you're supposed to say Carl and Sabin up here, maybe. If you want
my
to throw
bad.
It out there.
I'm new to this job.
Off the top of the head, Dream, born August 12th, 1999, is an American YouTuber and Twitch streamer who's primarily known for creating Minecraft content.
It's true.
I just thought of that.
I'm secondarily known for creating GeoGuessr content. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh yeah, professional GeoGuessr.
Among Us. I don't know. It could be it.
So yeah, you didn't like my intro. What do you think about the Google's one? Do you have anything to add?
I mean, my name is Clay. Obviously, I go by Dream Online. I'm a faceless creator, so it means I haven't shown my face. And I'm pretty secretive, I guess, about my life and everything. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I live with Sapnap, actually.
He's right over
cool.
here.
I am. Turn the camera. No. Yeah, I mean, I've known for making Minecraft content. I've done speed runs, and obviously there was the whole controversy with that, as George mentioned. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point. But yeah, making fun challenge videos with my friends, primarily the Dream Team, which is George and Sapnap. They're obviously here. So
I'm also here.
And Carl's also
and
here.
Carl. I mean, Carl.
And,
Dream Co.
I mean,
for the people that somehow don't know Dream, he's not just any.
I mean, Carl's been in one of my videos.
He's not just any old Minecraft creator. He is one of the biggest. You are at now almost 30 million subscribers.
I'm sorry,
he is the
one
biggest.
of the biggest.
Wait, you're the biggest. Okay,
Just
I got that wrong. Let me redo that. You are the biggest Minecraft creator.
When does this podcast? I might be able to say. When does this podcast come out? I might be able to say something.
It is going to come out. Wait, I actually know exactly the date. So
I believe it'll be the 17th.
Out the 17th.
Okay, that's fine. Or I'll say it then. I actually have a Guinness World Record for being the most subscribed to YouTube Minecraft.
Wow!
YouTube.
Well, there it is. It's official. It's locked in. I also have one of them. You're not.
I actually took it from somebody. I stole it from somebody. So there you go. I think Philippe. I think he's a.
Oh, Philippe Navidad. I know that we just started the episode, but I just want to put it out there that if and when you do reveal your face, we do have dibs on being the first podcast that you're on.
Well, I mean, if you want to pay me, then I mean, I'll consider it. I mean, my options are like open, you know.
Like at least $1.
I might take like less from you, maybe. But
that's so messed up.
What about like $2?
I mean, it's just it's honest. It's honest. I might have like Ludwig in my.
Really,
you
go on the yard?
You pick Ludwig over us?
Okay, no, okay, I wouldn't pick Ludwig. What about like I know like Rhett and Link? They've talked about it before.
Dude, if you
I think this is your home dream.
Look, I love Red and Link's content. Never met them before. But if you go on Red and Link's podcast before hours, immediately after your face reveal, What do
you mean? I'm on your podcast right now. I'm on your podcast right now.
That is a good point.
Wait, is this my first? Wait, what have I ever been on a podcast? I don't know if I've been on a podcast before.
I don't know. You've been on a bunch of stupid Dream podcasts.
I've done interviews. I've done like interviews. I don't think I've ever been on a podcast.
We just took
All
Dream's.
right, well, this is it.
I think it's my first podcast.
This is the title. Banter takes Dream's podcast virginity. Boom.
I like that. I'm good with that.
Oh, okay.
Talking about that, Dream. Let's get.
What's the thumbnail?
Have you lost your virginity?
Oh yeah, that's a good topic actually. Go ahead, Dream.
Yeah, please tell us everything.
Yes,
we have
been married.
As opposed.
Well,
to,
yeah, because obviously
the
you've been married
trope.
Because yeah, naturally you would not do that before marriage.
I have been married.
Okay.
Now we're really getting into it.
All right, so Dream has been married and has lost.
Wait, hold on.
I don't want to talk about the secondary cheating scandal, but we don't necessarily have to get into it.
Speaking of cheating scandals,
no, if I might, I want to flip the virginity question onto George. George, have you lost your virginity?
Speaking of cheating scandals, Dream, would you like to just tell everyone about what happened there? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know, but is there any more
This
information
is
you can add
Dream's
to
a
the story?
millionth time telling the story.
Yeah, sure. My wife, she kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I was unhappy in the marriage. It just didn't, I don't know. It wasn't really, I don't know. I can't really defend it or
If
anything.
you felt like
and
that
it's
way, you should have just
know.
exited the marriage first, dude. You shouldn't have.
I should have just exited the marriage, but it didn't work out. No, I mean, I feel like I've said everything I possibly pretty much can. The synopsis, I guess, of it, the summary is essentially that it's almost 2 years now. Oh my god, I was gonna say it was a year ago, but no, it's like almost 2 years ago now. I did a couple speedruns on Twitch. At that point, I've done a lot of speedruns. I'd posted YouTube content with a couple of world records and stuff that actually had these guys in it. But essentially, I did a couple live streams on Twitch. It was on the new update, so there was new ways to do things in the game that involved a lot of like random chance, and I got extremely lucky, and so people looked into it. And ended up determining that it was basically impossible luck. Obviously, I didn't believe it, and I opposed, and I was an asshole on Twitter and saying, "Oh no, everyone's just trying to do it for money because I'm big," and et cetera, et cetera. And then later on, obviously, I ended up finding out that I was actually cheating, though unintentionally, with mods that were used for like our challenge videos and stuff that adjusted the rates of pearls. And so obviously there was a big thing there that I ended up apologizing to the mod team and talking to the mods about it. And obviously that record was removed. But my other records were up, but I ended up taking them down myself after the whole
So humble.
realization. So.
And here's my question, Dream.
Yeah, I know. I'm just the humble king. That's what most people took away from that. They were like, "Damn, Dream, he's actually such a good guy."
The big takeaway is
that was the
Dream's
takeaway.
A big, humble,
but no,
burly
that's kind of
man.
the long. That's kind of the long, short summary. But essentially, hopefully for me, it's in the past. And
because so Sapnap was telling me, we talked about this briefly. He said his takeaway from the whole thing is that he's a better speedrunner than you.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Stand-up is really good. I remember watching some of stand-up streams, and he would die a lot. He wasn't very good.
You just started the sentence with Sapnap's really good, and then ended with he's not very good.
Well, because he realized I don't had his headset.
Yeah, I wanted to put my hoodie up so I can get comfortable.
Oh wait, you didn't hear any of that, Sapnap?
I heard it. I actually did hear it. He said, "What I take away from that, Sapnap is really good at speedrunning, just good and who's not really good," or something like that.
I said that you're better than Dream.
Oh.
I think something.
I'm actually really bad at. I don't have the patience for speedrunning. That's my problem. I can't just sit there and reset over and over again, dude. It's too much for me.
Do you think I have what it takes to be a speedrunner?
I think anyone has what it takes to be a speedrunner. I think it just takes a lot of like even when I first got into it, it was just like weeks of just playing the game. And speedrunning is one of the best ways to like get better at Minecraft because it involves all the best things like you quick movement and precise like crafting, and you have to be quick. A lot of times you don't have armor, so you have to learn to like preserve your health. And I don't know. I think speedrunning is by far the best way to actually get good. Or get really, really good at Minecraft. So.
This is an interesting podcast for me because I feel like a lot of the things I want to ask you, I already know the answer to. Because obviously we talk a lot, but there's also a lot of things that the public don't necessarily know. So a question that I have that I don't know if you want to go into, but we'll see. So you publicly have said you are going to face reveal, correct? Right?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to know. Because I don't know right now, obviously. I would like to know what your plans are for afterwards.
I mean, I want to do after I face reveal. I want to do IRL content. Obviously, I want to do stuff.
Is this going to be on your YouTube, your main
do...
YouTube Minecraft channel, or you're going to make a new one?
I'm going to make a new one. I mean, on my main channel, I do think there probably will be some IRL content like mixed in, but it will be Minecraft IRL content. So maybe just be like if we ended up doing a video where like. We've floated ideas before where there's just crazy IRL stuff's happening, kind of like how you did like the bees one where there's bees, and you've done some challenges as well where like it involves your face cam, like where you put on the shirts and everything. So I imagine we'll probably do some content on my channel where it is mixed in with IRL, probably very minimal. I'm not going to do face cams and stuff after a face reveal. The content will still be the same.
That almost anybody that I've talked to that has either done a face reveal or wants to do a face reveal and is a faceless currently, they all kind of agree that they like the idea of doing a face reveal to get it out of the way, and then most of their content remaining faceless. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, for me. That's exactly the same. I feel like a big thing for me is like I feel like ever since the beginning, I don't think I've ever actually said this necessarily like publicly or even maybe to you guys, but I feel like after like mine kind of happened not unnaturally, I guess. I mean naturally, not unnaturally. It happened naturally. It wasn't like a planned out thing. It was just like, hey, COVID hit. I wasn't planning on doing, I wasn't planning on being faceless or anything. And then I kind of was like, oh, it was a convenient thing. And then I ended up planning on it. And one of the things that I really liked was that it's kind of like where it's like Spider-Man is, fully covered his body and whatever, where it's like anyone could be Spider-Man. Like you could look up to that person like, look, anyone could be, could be Spider-Man no matter who you are. So that was kind of I thought it was a cool thing about it was like kind of, hey, anyone, you're watching a Minecraft gameplay. This could be anybody. I hardly even talk in my Manhunt videos. And I do talk a lot, but I purposely cut out a lot of bits unless something I'm saying that's really important or it's just.
I was about to say, to be fair, you do have a lot of instances going, oh my God.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. But a big like appeal to that in my mind is that could be anybody. Like that could be anybody watching at all. No matter their age, no matter their race, no matter their gender, no matter who they are, that could be them making this video, and they could be getting millions of views, and they could be Dream. And so I think that's kind of.
So you're trying to say there's a bit of Dream in all of us.
There is a bit of Dream inside of me.
Yeah. Especially you, George.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait, that sounds weird, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do want to point something out, is that Dream wanted us to compare him to Spider-Man so bad, dude.
Yeah,
but I just
He
want
is
to put out
such
there.
a Spider-Man.
To be clear, I'd be the Spider-Man.
I did.
more
That's
than
not
Dream.
what I was
More
saying.
than Dream, 100%.
Okay,
Spider-Man's
fine.
my favorite superhero. So anyone Spider-Man.
You could go
it's
for
me.
like, you could be like Amazing Spider-Man maybe, but
Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I'm just more comparing the concept.
you want to be
and I think
Spider-Man
it's a
so
cool-
bad, dude.
It's a cool concept.
You know who Carl
I mean,
is?
I would
Don't
press
say
that button.
Listen,
Don't
listen.
say that.
What button?
Let me-
Whatever
Wait,
you
what
want to say,
button?
just don't say
You
it.
guys, you got
The
you
Spider-Man
guys know who
Spider-Man button?
that turns you into
That
Spider-Man.
turns
Don't
into
say whatever
Spider-Man?
you're about
No,
to say.
I have to
Sam,
get
I
this off
don't
my
even
chest,
wanna
bro.
hear it.
Carl is 100%, bro. If he was to be one superhero, he would be like Star-Lord or something. I feel like he gives me Star-Lord energy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, I guess that's not an insult. I thought you were about to be mean. If for Sapnap, I feel like Sapnap would be Ant-Man if we were trying to keep it proportional to his real body. That's what I thought you were gonna go, bro. I geared that up.
To be fair,
thinking you were
Ant-Man
about
can
to
grow
say
to be
something
really
mean.
big as
I
well.
And then he
was
said
saying you give me
Star-Lord?
Star-Lord energy, dude.
Okay, I'm not mad at
I don't even know
Star-Lord,
who
but I am
Star-Lord is.
Spider-Man.
I
To be
know
clear,
no-
I'd be Spider-Man.
I know nothing about superheroes.
Okay, let's
but I do
figure
know
out
Spider-Man.
What superhero would George be? I think you'd be Robin. Truthfully.
He'd be the
Oh, the
Flash.
Flash.
He'd
Because
be
how
the Flash.
quickly he.
How quickly
Wait,
he
maybe-
Runs.
He'd be the Flash.
I
He'd be the
I beat
Flash.
George in a race. I can tell you he's not that fast.
I could see him like playing the Flash.
Okay.
Like he
Like,
he
as an
he
actor?
cut his head a little bit. He could be Barry. Yeah, he could be Barry
Okay.
Allen.
I'll allow that.
I
Dream,
know what
what
Flash looks
Dream?
like.
What superhero do you resonate with the most? Would you say then? Not even necessarily your favorite superhero.
Oh, resonate with? I don't know. I feel like they're all made to be like these like morally
Okay,
good.
that's probably
like,
yeah. You have to. I guess you have to be kind of
saving the world.
narcissistic to call yourself a superhero. But how about like which one would you want to be the most? Which one do you aspire to be the most? How about that?
And why is it Ant-Man?
I genuinely don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question. I feel like I don't know if I can. I feel like
Okay,
they all have.
I have a-
There's so many benefits to each different superhero that it's like, well, how do you?
I have a
really-
different question.
I don't know.
Do you view Dream as a superhero?
Kind of. Okay, I think this is an interesting topic. listen. I think this is an interesting topic because I think the idea of Dream, like you can separate yourself, like because of the fact that I'm faceless, because of the fact that it is more of like a character as well. I can separate myself more from Dream than you could separate yourself from like George Not Found. Because you like in your mind, you are George Not Found in every way. Whereas with me, it's like, yeah, I think that there's a Dream and there's a Dream character. And I think that I can be separated from it completely. And that's something even when I was like trademarking
And Dream,
stuff, like,
the
that's
superhero,
something that-
is trademarked and marketable.
We should make a Dream superhero.
But so in
comic.
my mind,
The Dream.
But so in my mind, I think it's partially because like obviously there's like crazy stuff that happens in like the manhunts, and it's kind of like I think the idea of Dream, especially in like a younger kid's mind or something, is like, oh, the best player in the world, even though that's obviously not true, and everyone can know that. But like in terms of there is kind of that superhero vibe, I guess, you know. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like I feel like Dream kind of is like a bit of like a Minecraft
what?
superhero
I'll
in a way.
accept it
I don't know if you guys
because of the
disagree
way
with
you
that, but
explained it.
I feel like
With just
I'll allow it.
Okay.
saying Dream is a superhero sounds terrible, but then the way that you explained it, I was
Well,
like,
yeah.
okay, I see where you're going.
Okay.
I think Dream as an entity is kind of like a Minecraft superhero. It's kind of like Herobrine is like a
Okay. Well, then in
Minecraft,
that
you know,
case,
like-
who is Dream's Robin?
I guess it'd be you, George. You'd be
Can I be
Dream's
Nightwing?
Robin,
Could I be
of
the
course.
better version of Robin?
Obviously,
No,
you've been
I'm
in the majority
Nightwing.
of my videos.
Then
and-
I'm
yeah.
Nightwing.
Well, Nightwing and Robin are the same person, to be clear.
Well, you're my villain in most of
I'm
the
the
videos.
Joker.
so,
Who's
I mean-
who's
Wait,
who's
Yeah,
Batman's?
I'm Joker.
Oh yeah, Joker. The Joker.
I mean, I feel like I'd want to be like Scarecrow or something cool.
Well, Carl, look, you have to be you've been in one of my videos. You have to be like a side character.
Well,
in
the Dream Cinematic Universe, if it
universe,
just stops your
technically.
YouTube
He's
channel,
Alfred,
then yeah,
bro.
but
He's Alfred.
I guess that it does count. Okay,
if
whatever.
it just
Yeah, that's
stops
true.
at
It
your
does
YouTube
count. It does
videos,
count
bro, I'll
everything
take
else.
that, right? But
Okay,
Wait, Carl's
fine.
been
fine.
in a
You'll
YouTube
be-
video
Who are you
of
gonna
yours?
be?
yeah, the Mr. Beast Manhunt.
Mr. Beast Manhunt. Yeah. Well, the first
Wait,
Mr.
what do you
Beast
mean the
Manhunt.
first Mr. Beast Manhunt?
Like the one that we did like a long time ago. Before I
It was with like
It was just me
oh,
versus
we
like
weren't in that
them.
one. Yeah, I remember.
And Carl wasn't meant to be in the video, but he got
Yeah.
popped in.
that was like that's how we actually kind of met Carl.
That's how we met. That's how
And
we met
a little
Carl. Yeah.
accident, a happy little
do
accident.
you want to hear the story? I don't know if Jordan's having to
Carl,
know the
you're an
official
accident.
story.
I know the official story. Cruiser Chandler.
But maybe for the people on the podcast that don't know the official story, can you pretend
I don't
that
think
you don't
I
know
even know the story.
it? Okay.
No, tell me the story, Carl.
You don't
please.
know it? Okay.
I don't think so.
Mr. Beast Gaming was kind of new at this point. And
The
me,
YouTube channel.
Chandler, and Chris all kind of like took turns like 2 at a time going to the shoots sometimes, right? And especially if we had guests, like we had Laserbeam on, we had Skeppy on a lot, and then like this was the first time we were going to do it with a YouTuber named Dream, right? So
who is
it
that
was
guy?
supposed to be Jimmy, Chris, and Chandler though.
Jimmy, Chris, and Chandler.
So I was
Okay.
supposed to not be a part of that episode.
But then what happened, Carl?
And actually, ironically enough, I was supposed to be a part of that episode, and then Chris opted into it instead of me because he said he was a Dream fan. Like he liked your content, Dream. And then right before they were supposed to
Okay.
film, Chris got sick. So then I stepped back in. And then
Wow.
I was still new to the channel entirely, to Mr. Beast as a whole, and like just being on screen. So Jimmy didn't feel 100% comfortable yet, just him and me dynamic, if that makes sense. So like he usually had like his right hand man for whatever it was, and I feel like it was like 100-player survival or something. Dream, wasn't it? Was that the first video?
The first video
Yeah.
on Mr. Beast Gaming that I was in.
So it was like
It
100-player
might have been.
survival,
I
and
don't
Jimmy
know, actually.
didn't feel comfortable doing it alone, as like he was just gonna be in spectator, like kind of talking about what was happening. So then he invited Chandler up, and then the idea was me and Dream were to like be in the same VC as we both competed. And then me and Dream,
Oh yeah,
it was
a
disaster survival. That's what it was. And then we got along, and there is somewhere in the recording where we were getting along, and we made like this whole like pack of people that kept following you and me around. And then I was like, let's call us the Dream
Yeah.
Team. And he's like, oh, well, actually, that's what me and my friends are already called, like, blah, blah. And, and then, yeah, so we went Carl Dream Co. And then that, yeah. And
Carl
then that was
Dream
it.
Co. Yeah.
It was history.
That's the origin
That was
story.
the origin
Wow.
story.
The rest was history,
That
man.
is.
Only if Dream had just
Wow.
not liked Carl, we'd all be so much better off. This wouldn't
We
exist.
really would.
Yeah. Yeah.
There'd
but
be
now
there'd be
looking-
no tales of the SMP.
Carl just has a very he has a very personable personality. He's very easy to get
Wow,
along
look
with.
how-
So even you just, I felt like I remember thinking the first time we ever talked, I was like, it felt like we had been friends for a bit, which I feel like that's something you can pick up when you talk to somebody for the first time, and just know, even if you don't end up becoming friends with them, if you feel like, oh wow, you know, this person
you
could
can
be my friend.
absolutely.
I feel like that just shows, that's usually when those are like the top tier, the S
I
tier
feel like you
personalities.
can. Well, for me at
generally.
least.
So what you're
But-
saying is Carl successfully manipulated.
Yeah, and
you.
and I'm still trying to manipulate. It's not,
Yeah,
you know, like
he did. He did.
I'm just continuing to manipulate you guys so that I can keep going. No, but to be fair, that's how you know that
Yeah.
I wasn't just trying to get in for clout. Because, like, you know, obviously not to be a jerk, but I actually didn't know Dream's YouTube channel at that point, and I didn't know that the Dream SMP existed at
Yeah.
that point. To be honest,
I don't think you told me that. I don't think you told me that you did. It wasn't like you were pretending or anything. I don't think you were like, oh, I'm
No,
like,
yeah,
I'm
no,
a
I never
massive
said I
dream
did,
guy.
but yeah, yeah.
That
So
were
you could
doing
tell I
that.
wasn't being, yeah.
May
What
30th.
year?
May 31st. What year? 2021.
That was when it was
2020?
uploaded.
No,
2020.
2020.
I don't think
2020.
the
That's when it was
SMP
uploaded.
barely
though,
even existed
so.
at this point. May 2020. We
Yeah.
like the server begun in like April, and at that point it was literally just a survival.
It was probably
with me and Dream.
at that point. It was probably just a survival server with like what me, you, Bad, Callahan, like just those guys.
Yeah, well, because we became friends with Carl behind the scene for like months, and then eventually,
Yeah,
he
I
had-
even,
kept
you know how I
joining
knew
you,
I
so-
was actually friends with you guys? Like, the reason I realized that I actually liked hanging out with you guys is I downloaded TeamSpeak for you guys. That's how I knew.
Yeah, I was about to say he used to join our TeamSpeak or TeamSpeak servers.
That was just the
So
worst.
Tommy was like the first outsider to be added to the Dream SMP, and that was July 4th. 4th of July. Wow.
Was he? The 4th of July?
Yeah.
There's no shot. 2020?
2020. That was the first like outsider added to the
Yeah.
Dream
So
SMP.
wait, we really were friends for a while before the SMP.
Yeah,
When was
we
Carl
were friends
added?
behind the
Surely
scene for a
someone
while. I mean,
knows.
because I think we slowly talked like more and more and more, and then we became really good friends. We didn't even really make content together. We literally just would hang out, and then
We added Carl to the SMP August 26th.
I was only added a
Yeah.
month and a half later.
It feels for some reason in my mind I feel like
From
you were
what?
added like way later than
I felt
Tommy.
well. To be fair, okay, I did miss like I basically joined right after I could be an actual part of the Discord storyline at all. Basically, it was right when I joined. That was like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
right into I think I want to say like probably around the election was no because J Slat was
before that.
still banned.
It was
at that point.
you joined after the first war, I think.
Definitely way after the first war. Yeah, 100%. I don't know about
The first war was epic.
The first war was that.
Just putting that out there.
The first war was amazing.
Can we let's talk Dream SMP season 2. Can we just talk about it?
Season 2.
Season 2.
Dream,
what's
you
on your
start
mind
talking
regarding
about
season
what
2,
you
Dream?
what you think we can talk about, and then we'll play based off of that.
I think that to be fair, there's not too much that we really can talk about. I can pretty much just say like obviously there's going to be a season 2. It should happen this month. It should.
You don't want to leak any of the rules at all, the rule changes, because those are some of the most exciting part to me.
No, because it will give away certain things that can't be given away yet.
Wait,
I mean, I've said before, I've mentioned before that there's going to be on the server, there's going to be like activity requirements in terms
Okay.
of like streaming, and so that's going to apply to
Let's
me.
get into
therefore
that
I'll
then.
be streaming
Let's
the
get into
SMP.
that.
So we're fine. I'm fine to
let's
say
talk
that.
about that more. Dream
So
SMP
everyone's
season
gonna-
2.
Okay. What is there more to say? There'll be activity
SMP
requirements.
Dream SMP season 2. A big difference is I think a lot of the fun when I originally played Dream SMP, initially when I initially joined the Dream SMP, I think a lot of the fun of it was just, I know it sounds stupid, just people being on it, and sometimes when you just
You can just get on and
when you
mess
just
around
hit
with people.
go live, join the Dream SMP, then figure out what you're doing. I think there's something very special to that, and I think there's something
Yeah.
very special to the fact that so many people, so many viewers really enjoy that, and I think that's something that as of late has kind of been missing. And that's why I think like I'm really excited for season 2 because I think there's going to be a lot more of that while also having really cool storylines. I know that there's a lot of people working on their respective storylines, and there's a lot of people working together to make sure that season 2 starts off with a bang and is really cool.
Yeah, you say
Yeah.
that. I remember like I used to like
There we
back
go.
in the day, like I would just like literally go live, hop on the server, and then I would figure out what was going on. And I would just be doing like a bunch of like just anything, like mundane tasks, like go mining and just sit there and talk to my chat, or go and build like a stupid house or whatever. And that was fun. I remember at one point there was a point in time where I would log on every morning, and Tubbo would be live streaming at that same time
Mhm.
because that's just whatever.
Is Dream clipping his nails?
Are you? No,
I'm not.
Yes, you
Dream is
are.
sitting there clipping his nails.
Look, okay, look what happened. No, my like thumbnail was like annoying me. I'm like, oh, it's too long, and so I just clipped it. Look, that was it. It was only that.
I
okay?
did hear 2.
Yeah, it was.
One nail.
It's
Okay, it was two. It was two
Okay.
clips from one nail because it's a small nail clipper. That's it.
I was confused. I was like, I'm hearing this. I was like, what? And he's done it again. He just did it again.
I heard it a third time. I 100%.
No, I
heard
didn't.
it a
I
third
didn't.
time.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I put it
You're
down.
welcome
I
to
didn't
go
clip
back
it.
and rewatch that. That
Listen,
definitely
I just
happened 3
appreciate.
times.
I just appreciate that he waited until
did
I
not. I
finished.
didn't clip it.
to start nail clipping.
Yeah, I mean, if he's clipping over Sam,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
matter
matter.
to you
You
too
know?
much. Wait, 7 up. So go back into it though.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was saying I remember a time that I would just wake up every day and like for like a week share, 2 weeks share, something like it would just be me and Tubbo just on there, just doing stupid stuff. We tried making like a villager thing, and then Dreamy came on and said, "No villagers allowed," and then killed our villagers, and it was fun.
Dream, I have a question. I personally,
Okay.
for the past like 2 months, have been trying to reevaluate the type of content I'm making, trying to reevaluate my plan for the future, and I'm genuinely curious where you see yourself in 5 years. Yeah,
That's
a
a
deep
really
question.
good question.
You've done it again,
Thank you.
Carl.
How does he always manage this?
I feel like YouTube is such an adaptive like landscape. I feel like every single year it changes. You know, it changes a lot, and especially every 5 years. I mean, I feel like there's massive changes that are done, and then especially given the fact that I'm in a face reveal soon, and given the fact that George is coming to America, and just I feel like my entire life is going to change. So it's kind of hard to predict, I guess. I feel like my channel will have a lot more subscribers. Obviously, I have a second channel where I'm going to do IRL stuff, which hopefully I'll have a good following on there as well. That we'll do a lot of awesome videos on, and still making Minecraft videos, and still staying true to kind of my origin, but also doing a lot of fun stuff, and hopefully just genuinely having a good time with my friends. Now that I actually would be able to as well. So in real life.
Do you see yourself branching out into other mediums of content other than YouTube and Twitch potentially?
Oh yeah, I totally. I feel like 100%. I mean, obviously, I've already done music, and I feel like there will be. I would love to do pretty much anything. I mean, I feel like I'm a creative minded person, so anything that involves creativity, I'm totally up for. Whether it be like movies or or anything really. I mean,
So would you, because of your music, after your face reveal, would you do music videos where you're kind of, like a conventional music video where you're like ooh, in the video or whatever, like you're in the music
I
video?
really wanna.
Yeah, I want to do music. I want to do music videos where I'm in it. I want to do music videos that involve my mask. I still want to use my mask branding a lot after I face reveal, so it's not that's not going to go away at all. So I feel like that'll be something that in music videos and stuff I'll use as well. But yeah, I want to do music videos. I want to be in music videos.
Are you ever gonna host a concert?
And that's something I will release more music. So
Yeah.
I think so.
Wait.
I think so.
Are you ever gonna create DreamCon?
I don't think so, but maybe. That's the thing is, I remember we're bringing up a Mythical again, but like they're doing like some convention thing for their fans, and it seems cool. And I've thought like, I mean, I could see myself. I feel like right now maybe we're like too big. I don't know if that might sound like whatever. But I feel like it'd be a lot more work for us, I guess. And a lot scarier, I guess, in terms of like the amount of people that would be there, and making like a venue work for 100,000 people versus for 10,000 people or for 5,000 or whatever is probably hard. I don't know. I feel like I've always been really interested in the idea, which is why I floated it before in the past. But I feel like I just don't know if I would do it good enough. And it's really scary having so many people's like lives in your hand. In terms
It's a big
of, like,
responsibility.
It's a big responsibility. It's a massive responsibility. And so I don't know. I don't know. It's one of the things where it's like, it's kind of scary. Is it worth it? I don't know. There's a lot of companies that already
Yeah,
kind of
that's what I was gonna say. It's probably just more
them.
fun to not have to worry about like hosting and stuff, and you just go to like a Twitch con.
There is so much
or
risk
a
to
But-
it. Not
VidCon.
only just
If I'm gonna play devil's advocate,
not only just
if I'm gonna play
safety.
devil's advocate, at TwitchCon EU, I was, and VidCon actually, I was there, and the entire time I couldn't help but think, I could do this myself, make better content because I don't have to go through a bunch of suit and tie people, and then actually also make money out of it. Because full transparency, I don't know of anybody that does, but anybody that does a panel at any of these conventions doesn't get any money for it. And I see when I go to TwitchCon and when I go to VidCon, a lot of the people that are there for our friend group. Like, if we're being honest, right? So the fact that TwitchCon and VidCon are selling tickets for hundreds of dollars, and we don't get a little ounce of that cheddar, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is probably a lot of people that are there for us. But I think maybe a lot of them as well maybe would have
Most of
gone
them.
anyway.
Wait, to be clear, I just want to. Most of them would be there without us being there. To be clear, I'm not even saying otherwise. I'm just saying.
But obviously, it amplifies their experience by a lot. But I feel like it's a lot harder to host stuff like that. There's so much time and effort and money and security and planning and like even stuff with like usually you have to work with like the state or the country or whatever you're in the city. It's like, man, I could have those 100,000 people show up and do it every day.
Surely
And be
there's
epic.
companies like
yeah.
event planning companies that just kind of handle everything for you.
Yeah.
You just tell them, you just hand them your money and say, look, make this happen, and then they do it, right? Surely Twitch isn't.
But haven't we seen like event failures?
Yeah, I'm about to say, like,
wasn't there
Tana had one and it was
I don't
really
know.
bad.
To be fair, I don't want them, whoever the host that, I don't even know anything about it. I just remember hearing like there was multiple.
I
Like,
thought
events that
TanaCon
failed.
was hosted by the same people that did VidCon, or am I wrong on that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I seem to remember it was something to do with the guy that did something to do with VidCon. I could be completely wrong. That might be wrong. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember seeing something like that. But surely TwitchCon, like, how much do you think Twitch actually did themselves? Surely not that much, right?
I'm sure they were involved. They probably had their own team that wasn't really involved as well. But like, I don't think that. Yeah, I'm sure they have an event.
There were just a few things at
event
TwitchCon that
people.
was annoying to me. Like when we did Twitch Rivals, for instance, you know, they gave us stream setups, and the stream setups were buggy. And I'm like, you guys are the creators of the streaming service. I don't even understand, like, why do these have to be... Like,
how is the stream
how
buggy?
on earth is it this, like, unthought through? And then also, like, in between matches, it was basically like MCC style was the Twitch Rivals that I did. And, like, in between matches, for instance, I would switch to mobile and start walking around. And it would get to the point where they're, like, escorting me back to my seat. I'm like, yo, this is, like, kind of no fun. You know what I mean? Compared to what it could be.
The worst thing about TwitchCon for me was that because when Dream like signed up to go, like he didn't want to actually sign up as Dream, so it was hard to kind of get around with him because he didn't have any
Yeah, when
special
you were there.
access.
What,
We announced
me?
that you were...
Wait. Oh, you're making a joke. I was like so confused.
No,
I
it's
was
not
like,
a
what are you
joke. It's
saying?
not a joke how they treated you. We wanted to get Dream into
Did
this
you
into the
announce that you
backstage
were
areas,
there?
and they just wouldn't. They just would not allow him.
They didn't let me in. No, they never
He
let
was
me
at
in. I was
Amsterdam.
there
We
in
ended up
secret,
hanging
and
out a
they never let me
bunch,
in.
but-
They just
We bought him a TwitchCon ticket under a fake Twitch
Yeah.
name. It was DreamLover27, but they just didn't let him in.
Yeah. Well, I guess we might as well speak about this. So, like, they're obviously, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like advertise too much for them, but they're doing San Diego.
Not only am I going to that, I've already
do you think?
submitted for 2 panels.
Okay, and I guess I'll say this because people are going to figure it out, because of the fact that I have like the Twitch badge or whatever now. So I don't know when they'll figure it out, but I'm sure they will because they figured it out with George. But like I'm probably going
you
to
bought the
TwitchCon
ticket?
San Diego. So I guess it just depends on. I bought the ticket, and also I've talked to Twitch, and
Oh.
Twitch is down to
I
have me
didn't-
for,
I didn't- you have
for
to-
panels and stuff. If,
No, I have to buy a
if,
ticket. I just assumed they would give me a
No, they'll
ticket.
give you a ticket.
Dream. We need to build a bunker at the house. Can we do that?
Probably.
Do you know that guy on YouTube? What's his name? Hang on. Is it Colin?
Oh, Colin
Fuzz?
Samir. That's
Do you know
two
that
people.
guy? No.
No.
Colin Fuzz. Yeah, this guy. He built an underground tunnel under his house, and it's like a whole
I've
bunker.
seen
Have you
somebody
seen that
do
guy?
that.
We should.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we should do that.
George is going to come
Yeah,
to America.
dude,
and become, like,
George
an
always-
No,
apocalyptic
America scares me.
truther or
It actually
whatever.
scares me. There's all these animals, all these natural disasters. It sucks. We need to protect.
To be fair,
ourselves.
you say America scares you, and then you brought up natural disasters and animals. And let me just remind you that not all of America is Florida. And I feel like we've had this discussion.
Well, I'm moving to Florida, so
To be clear, there's almost as many natural disasters and animals in like every state. Like the only different there's just different natural disasters. Like you're talking about California, then you're talking about earthquakes. You're talking about Texas, you're still talking about tornadoes and hurricanes. You're talking about North Carolina, there's still hurricanes. A hurricane hit you guys like last year.
Yeah, explain
What
that
do you
one,
mean?
Oh.
Carl.
thoughts?
To be fair, the only states that are completely safe from those is like Montana or some shit. No one wants to go live in Montana, so we're not even going to talk about them.
Bro, what happens in Oregon or Washington? Like this.
What happens in Oregon stays in Oregon.
There's like massive snow blizzards and stuff as well, and there's earthquakes in Oregon. I'm pretty sure, but maybe not.
Cool. Well, guess what? George is gonna die to a bear just absolutely just wrecking him, bro. And that's gonna be it.
I can see it.
we had an argument about this. I remember, I think it was with you, Dream. I was like, if you could have one weapon to, like, you know, you're going on a hike to protect you against a bear, what would you have? And you said, I'd take bear spray. I was like, bro, I'm taking like
I didn't say that. What?
who it was you. You said bear spray is the most effective thing against a bear.
You know what? Do you know what's the most effective thing against a bear is staying in your house.
What I remember is you were saying that ARs are epic for against bears, and I was like, what? I was like, I'd probably maybe take a shotgun. I'm pretty sure.
if I had to take down a bear, bro, I'm not putting my hands into like a shotgun or has to get that close. I'm taking the AR, and the bear's getting destroyed from like a far away distance.
No, I think I remember talking about this, and we were saying that what would happen if we were caught in like a forest? We were just out there in the forest, and a bear appears. What would we do?
What you're supposed to do is you get loud and
go,
you walk away from them. You go. "Ah!" No, Carl,
Yeah.
you got it all wrong. It's what you do. You go. Ah!
Did it. He did it.
There you go, bro. Carl wanted that.
Peek in the chat, he was going, "Ah!" The funniest thing that's ever happened.
So, Dream, how would you handle a bear? If you're okay, imagine this, Dream. You're walking through the woods. It's late at night. Okay, it's pretty dark out there. You're just strolling around, perhaps on your
To
phone.
be clear, but if
reading
it's
through
late, if it's
Twitter,
late at night,
look up.
and you see the bear, it's already too close to you, dude. So,
You know what? I have nothing on me or anything. Obviously, what
Okay,
what
well,
do I do?
maybe
Make myself
you
bigger
have
and be loud.
maybe you
That's
have
what I would
something.
do.
What do you want to have? What do you want to have?
I don't know. I want to have like a gun and like bear spray. Probably those are the two things, I guess.
oh, there's the bear spray, huh? I thought you didn't know anything about bear spray.
What do you know about bear spray, Dream?
Well, obviously it's called bear spray. It's called bear spray. So I guess you spray it on a bear and it can make him go away.
It's
Hopefully.
like bear deletion spray. What if it gets more mad at you and then
what's
comes and
like
eats you?
in SpongeBob? They draw that like SpongeBob. They draw that
Oh
circle.
yeah, I
and, like, the
remember
bear
that.
can't get
They
them.
draw a
Not an
circle in
oval.
the
Circle on the
bear.
ground.
No, yeah, not an oval.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah,
Is
Get a
that
stick.
so that's what you would do, Dream?
that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing a circle.
You're doing a circle, and the last person to leave it gets
And then,
$1 million.
and then you put the bear in it and then tell it that if it's the last to leave that it gets $1 million and then you can just run away.
Dream, would you do a boxing fight?
Ooh.
Probably not.
What if you got paid $25 million?
Like, it becomes more like, oh, if you can get paid this much absurd amount of money, then it makes it more like worth it. But I feel like, I don't know. I just think it's not.
What's your price?
I don't know. There is a price. I just don't know what that would be. I feel like based on what I think I would be paid to do like a boxing match, I just feel like I wouldn't do it. I feel like it's just not worth
Why
it.
not?
It's a lot.
In case you lost, or what?
A couple things. Well, one, yeah, in case you lose, obviously it is a big thing. But obviously it is. That's why I feel like you have to have a lot of respect for people that do it and then lose anyway. Because it's like, hey, they put in all the effort. And then two, it is just like a lot more effort than people will expect. Like you have to be working out like every day, intense, and you have to. I mean, like for months, and you have to put in all this time. Otherwise, you're gonna suck and be embarrassing.
Yeah, not to mention you have to hire the correct type of trainer.
It becomes like your main thing. So in my mind, that's why I think that there's a big portion that like I'd have to be paid a lot of money because like obviously everyone knows I already make a decent amount of money. So I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Decent.
I'm happy with what I'm doing. Therefore, if I have to offer a lot of money to basically change what I'm doing in order to,
Before we wrap this podcast up, George, when you joined the Banter Boys, when we became 3 out of 3 Banter Boys, the first episode we tasked you with coming up with a question next time we had a guest. Because Sapnap has a signature question, and I have a signature question. George, it's your time to display your question to Dream and to the world. Go.
Okay, so I totally remembered this and I planned it. So anyway, Dream, my question to you is, what is your favorite thing about me?
I think my favorite thing about you is that
He can't
That's
think of
tough.
anything.
there's too many. Look, there's too many. No, I think that one of my favorite things about you is that you're very like you're always up for like an intellectual challenge. I guess that sounds kind of dumb, but like I feel like when it comes to making videos and when it comes to doing things that you're always there to, if there's like a development mistake or something, you're always there to be like, oh, well, I thought of this, and it's always a big help. And for video ideas and things like that, always sitting there and talking and having, I might have a concept, but then you can kind of add to it and be like, oh, well, what if we did this on top of that? And I think that that's something that, that's probably one of my favorite things about you is that you're very smart. I feel like you're the smartest out of us.
Okay.
And
then
so,
on the
out of my
contrary, because obviously these don't apply to him, but then go on about what your favorite thing about Samnap is.
I think my favorite thing about Sapnap is his loyalty and his love for his friends and the people that are around him. I've never once in my life doubted that Sapnap would have my back and be my boy, no matter what the time is or the date is or when it is. And I've never once doubted that we will be friends for the rest of our life. So.
Which, to be clear, is not true for George.
Yeah, for the
To
record.
be clear, none of I just said it. None of that. Yeah, none of that for George. But
All right, I guess that's where we wrap things up.
What do you mean, George?
Wait,
you don't have
whoa,
one more
whoa.
section to that? One more part, maybe?
I think we're done here.
This is what you're asking every guest from now on. If we have
Yeah,
Obama, you're going to ask him what your
the guest
favorite
will
part
just
of
be
you
about
and
me. It's
Sapnap
just
is?
about me. I just added on Samnap just for the
Dream
No, I
team
want-
dynamics.
That is so messed up. That is so messed up, George.
Sorry,
That's so
bro.
messed up.
Join the dream team, and then we'll care.
Yeah, maybe you should have been friends with us 5 years ago.
I'm ready for my question.
Your
Dream.
question?
Yeah, I have a question that I have to ask
We
every
all have our
guest.
questions too, George.
Oh, we accept.
Do you have any ghost stories?
Okay, my name is George, and well, what's your favorite thing about me? Shut up, bitch. Anyways, Dream.
Okay.
I already know your answer to this, but I'll ask it for, of course, the podcast. A, do you believe in ghosts? Yes or no? B, why? C, do you have any ghost stories?
1, no, I don't believe in ghosts. 2, why? Because I think that every proof ever that there's ever been a ghost is just dumb, made up, or in someone's head. And I think that 3, what was the third part actually?
The ghost story.
Oh, ghost stories. Obviously, no, I don't have ghost stories. I think that most people that have a ghost experience, like, oh, look in this picture. There's like this thing. It's like clearly explainable. Like, oh, the door closed. Okay, it was probably like the air pressure or something, whatever that you're in your house. You know, I don't know. I think almost everything that people have, and even the things that they think are explainable. I've said this before. I think legitimately, if I like woke up and I had like, you know, blood all over me and I had just been like slammed against the wall or something, I would assume that I'm just like, I was like sleepwalking or that I was being delusional, or I don't know. I don't believe in ghosts. I think it's a dumb concept. And yeah, there you go.
Have you ever had a phantom poo?
What?
What's that?
It's when you do a poo and then you go to wipe and there's nothing there. Can you explain that? Like, how does that happen? What is the explanation? Like,
What your explanation is that a ghost wipes your butt?
Yeah,
Like,
yes,
that's your
yes. How else
explanation.
how else would there be nothing there? You've had that happen before, right?
The material. I don't think I've ever had that happen. Maybe
I've had that
I
happen.
guess I probably.
I've
didn't-
had it
I
happen.
probably
It's like the
didn't
best thing
notice.
ever. You're like, yes.
But like, how does that happen? Explain. Like, surely there's
guess
no
it's
way
just
the
the-
poo can exit your body without leaving a mark.
Well, I guess it could technically. Like if you grab like a solid object, if you grab your cup that's next to you, pick it up, put it down. There's not a mark of your cup on your hand. So
Yeah,
obviously,
but your cup
if the
isn't
poo-
poo.
well, yeah, but I'm saying that your poo could be made out of a certain material that time, or have a certain density,
Well-
or whatever. That time it just didn't. It just in the way you spread your butt cheeks or something. Yeah, that time it just didn't. You know,
it just kind of
it
fell
got
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
George's
it
butthole was
it
a little
good.
bit was a little bit looser this time, and then it all just fell out without leaving a mark.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
That's what I'm saying.
You can get behind what?
I can get behind the idea that it's my turn to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Dream, what is your favorite cartoon? And by that, I mean any form of animation, whether it be Western animation, Eastern animation, TV series, movie, animated short, go.
Because you said cartoon.
Any animated
Okay,
content.
but would Death Note
Yes,
count?
yeah.
Okay, then Death Note. I'd say Death Note.
Death Note's amazing.
Death Note's
It's one of the best things
100%.
that's ever
Alright,
happened.
Sam watched it with me.
Really? You guys watched it for the first time together?
Well, it wasn't my
Yeah.
first time.
Well, it wasn't his.
Wait,
first
you
time,
watched
so-
it for the first time since Sapnap has lived with you?
Yeah,
Do you read at all, Dream?
I mean, I used to. I don't really now.
Would you consider reading the Death Note manga
I mean, yeah.
if I were to tell you that it has a
why?
completely different ending?
Ending than the end in season 2?
Mhm.
Are you serious?
It
Can
has a
you-
different
can you-
ending.
Put in the chat right now how it ends. Like in the chat.
I'm not going to put it in
No,
the
Well,
don't
no,
spoil
what?
it.
What?
I'm
the
not
hell?
gonna read it.
He's like, yeah, just spoil it, man. I don't want to
Most
read it.
people
Like, what?
prefer the manga, I think.
I'm googling Death Note manga ending.
And did you know that Donald Trump is canon in Death Note?
What? I'm
Wait,
so confused.
what?
Like, what is even happening?
Wait,
It's
what?
like it was like a one-off extended episode.
Wait, are you serious?
That
Is
is
this
just
real?
weird.
That's canon.
There's
That's
no way.
real.
This is like it's a meme.
It's not me. I swear to God, it's real.
You know what's so funny? In my
What?
mind just now, I thought like I just thought Donald Trump being president was a joke, and then I realized it actually happened.
Yeah, that happened.
That is crazy.
How crazy is that? And that's why that is Dream's favorite.
Oh
Cartoon?
my god. Yeah, I guess that's exactly why.
I'm kidding. Okay, Death Note. That's probably the best answer that we've gotten so far because Death Note is a straight 10 out of 10. I don't care. Dream,
Yeah.
what would you rate this experience out of 5 stars?
I would rate it 5 out of 5 stars. Carl, thank you for having me. Thank you, George. Thank you, Safnap. This has been a banger, or should I say, banter podcast.
Oh, come on.
There
But
it
you know who
is.
else would rate it 5 out of 5? Mason Selig. says, "Love y'all. I've had a great experience with y'all. I wish y'all would upload more, but y'all are very funny, and I wish y'all would upload more. Keep it up, guys." Wow.
said y'all
Hey,
a
you know
few
what?
times
We're
there.
back to it though. We're consistent as heck. Thank you for the 5 stars. If you want a potential shout out on Banter, you can always give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or hit us with a follow on Spotify.
Why
It's
not?
the
It's
easiest
free.
way to support us, and they're both completely free to do.
Completely free.
Dream, where can they find you?
They can find me on everywhere. Just Google Dream Minecraft, Dream YouTube, Dream Twitch. I'm Dream Was Taken or Dream pretty much everywhere. I think TikTok I have Dream Was Taken Was Taken, which it's kind of whatever. But everywhere else is Dream and Dream Was Taken. So
Sure. And another place you could find Dream in is
Florida.
Did you
Wait,
say?
what did you say? Hell?
Did you say hell?
Wait, why? What?
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. Oh, but one more
Bye.
thing.